Hi, this is Jason Taylor with our podcast, Speaking Truth to Power. As you all know, I like to talk about subject matter I hope you find interesting, that we're able to maybe give you a couple of nuggets of information that makes it more informative. And one of those issues is our upcoming elections. And a critical part of that election, from my perspective, is the judges. It's you've heard me in these various podcasts talk about removing the monikers that people have: Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, all those kinds of things, and really look at the actions that people take. And what do those actions speak to? What does that mean? Because we can all call ourselves something, but what are we doing? How are we living? Right? And I've actually used a number of cases where I've shown where conservative ideals, some might think, are protected by what is thought of as our liberal judges, and vice versa. And the whole point is to not get caught up in the titles, but actually learn the information, read the book, not the cover, right? And that's what's going to happen when we do our judicial elections. We now in North Carolina have whether somebody's a Republican or a Democrat next to it, which is foolish, because who cares, right? Again, that's just a title, doesn't mean anything. Let's not vote on people because of what that little clip on their tie says or on their lapel. Let's look at what they've done and how they've done it, right? And I'm going to tell you, so this is our number 7. We're going to do, there's 8 races in our appellate courts. And going forward, I'm going to talk about what the appellate courts do and about each one of those individual races and why I support who I support, okay? And so it's not going to be just about, here's my opinion on who I support, but why I support them. What are the facts behind it? And I think that's critically important. And you make your own decisions. I'm not going to talk about party because I don't care about party, right? I care about good judges and justices. And the angle that I look at it in determining a good justice is, if I were had charges against me, if I was, for some terrible criminal act, say I was being accused of murder or armed robbery or something, or if let's say I was horribly injured by some trucking company vehicle or a regular car, and I was having to fight the insurance company from that person who hit me, or if I was having to fight some state government or some county government or some city government because of something that they had done to me, some harm that they had caused, or some big corporation. If I am you, get it? Just like if I am me, and I am wrongfully accused or put in a situation not of my own making, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is serious and my life depends on it, either civilly or criminally, and my case goes up to those appellate justices, who do I trust to do the best job, to do the most honest, thoughtful, considerate work in appreciating the facts of the case and the application of the law to those facts? I will tell you, Supreme Court seat number 1, I believe Sherry Beasley. Supreme Court seat number 2, I believe Lucy Inman. Supreme Court seat number 4, I believe Mark Davis. Court of Appeal seat number 4, I believe Patricia Shields. Court of Appeal seat number 5, I believe Laura Cubbage. Court of Appeal seat number 6, I believe Chris Dillon. Court of Appeal seat number 7, I believe Jeff Carpenter. Court of Appeal seat number 13, I think you're good with either Chris Burke or Jefferson Griffin, right? Going forward, I can't tell you it's going to be starting in the next podcast because it could be a recipe or some other crazy thing we do around here, some thing that jumps up real quick that we want to tackle. But going forward, in the very near future, we're going to talk about each one of those seats, about the candidates, and why, in my opinion, I've listed out the ones that are best for you. Not because of whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, a liberal or conservative, but because if you were wrongfully accused, because if you were significantly injured or harmed by some state, city, county government, or big corporate business, and you wanted the best possible judge or justice hearing your case, right? You want the one that's going to give you the fairest shake. And having spent some time in this, I've got my opinions. I'm going to share them. You can have others, and you can vote yours, and you can not vote at all. You have all the freedom in the world. All I'm giving you is information that costs you nothing, but I hope you find it of real value. Thanks. Take care.